this guy's always got something special for us, and I'm going to let Ray tell you what he's got for us today. Thanks, Ray.
After Uncle gave us that little lecture on the second instrument, the old sticks, I thought I'd do the birth of the blues. And when I was a kid, we used to make these used to call them diddly bows. It's just I don't know if you can see, it's just a stick with 2 screws on it. I don't know if you can hear that. And you just run the bow up and down it. But I've made one like I do that you can plug into the, I'll put my amp on. You hear that? Yeah, that's better. Yeah, it's just one string. What'll I get me? Just one string and a machine head there. They used to have a peg, just a hole in the peg. I tried that, but it didn't work. So I cheated, and I put a pickup on it and a tin for the resonator. And it's just one string. So you couldn't tune them unless you had a piano or something to tune them with. They're invented in West Africa in the 1800s, but the Negroes on the cotton plantations started using them because they only had jugs and tins and things to bang together. So they made these diddly bows. And so you don't know what key it's in. So you can tune it. You just tighten it up to where you want it. And with any stringed instrument, like a ukulele or a guitar, if you go exactly halfway, measure it, whatever note that is, halfway is the next octave up. It's exactly the next octave up. So if that's a B, halfway is a B. If you go quarter of the way up, that'll be in the scale do, re, mi, fa. That'll be fa. Just quarter of the way up the string. So you can work it out from there. You can go do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now, I've cheated there. I did it by ear, but I've used texture colours. I've used textures to put the marks in. Now, if I put a tuner on it, I don't know what key that's in, but well, that's about A, so I'll go up to C. B. But that's C now. Now, when I go up those marks, it should go C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And you can actually get a tune out of it. Well, you can do a bit of highbrow stuff. You can pretty well do anything. Now that's doing it in C, but if you want to play something in G, that fifth mark I made, that's do, re, mi, fa, so. That's F. F is the fourth. G is the fifth. So if you want to play in G, fifth is G. And you know, with the blues music, you've got the first, fourth, and fifth. 1, 4, and 5. So that's 1. 4 is C, which is open, and 5 is D. So that's in the key of G. If you want to do it in D, you've got D, G, A. Now, instead of playing the notes, you can do blues. Blues is tough too. They used to hit it with a spanner. That's Bo Diddley. Bo Diddley got his name off this thing. He called himself Bo Diddley, and he thought Diddley's a pretty dumb name. I'll call myself Bo instead of, when you say, how you going, Diddley? It's bloody stupid. So he just changed it to B.O. Diddley. And you watch him do that. He just say, hey, Bo Diddley. All he does is A and E. That's the only 2 chords he could play was A and E. You have a look at him on YouTube. It's just all A and E. But they could pick them, or hit them, and they also used to make these bows with horsehair, something like that. Just play them like a violin. So that was the birth of the slide guitar. Later on, when everyone's had a bit of a sing-along, I've made a slide. We'll progress to that in half an hour. Yeah. That's me for now.
Really good at telling the works there, Ray.
That was great.
Well done, Ray. That was excellent.
Good on you, Ray.
Everything
Oh,
I
thanks.
didn't know.
Hey, Ray, is there any certain size spanner that you've got to use?
Yeah, it's got to be metric these days. And that's
What kind of string do you have on it, Ray?
I've got an A string off a guitar, but they used to use that baling wire, off the cotton. They used to stretch the baling wire, but I've just got it. Any guitar string will do. Doesn't matter.
Hey, I like to see you make something out of a spittoon.
They make those one string basses. If you make it a lot, doesn't matter how long it is. It's just halfway as the next octave up, and a quarter is the C, this F here. But if you want to make a bass, just make it longer with a bigger string, and you can do it. You only need one string to play a bass. You can play any key if it's long enough.
You need to rock up to.
Where did you put your pickup?
Oh, it's just a piezo stuck in there with a.
Okay.
One of those little, you get them from J Cars. They're about $2.
Yeah.
It's only like a bug.
Yep.
The only reason I put it on there because if I turn this off, I don't think I'll hear it.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah, I don't think they had amplifiers in the 30s. Okay, ready to rip?
You ready to rip?
Yep. Right. After the diddly bow, they came up with this sort of thing. I just made this one. It's just a paling off a fence and 4 machine heads. They only had pegs before, and something divided. I got a Ford Falcon hubcap on this one. They used to put just a dish or something under it. And you don't need frets because actually the slide is the fret. So they didn't need frets because there's no way they could machine all those sorts of things. So the same thing, no tuners. So you just tune the first string and whatever note that is, if it's tuned to an open chord. So this is tuned to an open G. I'll turn it on. So that's G, B, D, G. So if you haven't got a tune, you don't know what it is. But this first string, you go up, it's do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So it's first, third, and fifth. G, B, and D. In C, it'd be C, E, and G. So once you got them tuned, you just play it with a slide. Now, so if you're going from G, you only need blues, you only need the 3 chords. In G, you need G, C, and D. So C is the 4th fret here. When you put the slide on there, you're playing all C's, B's, and G's. So that's a C chord. And that's the D chord. So you can do blues, stay away from me. Won't you let me free? Don't know why can't be free. So you only need an old fence paling, but if you want to do it with your open tuning in your uke, you've got G, C, E, A. Well, if you just play the first 3 notes, that's a C. That's G, C, E. And the A, once you play the A string, you've changed it into a 6. So to play a major chord, you can turn that string back to the G. So you got G, C, E, G, and then you can play it with each finger. And with a guitar, you can, it's E, A, D, G, B, E. So you've already got D, G, B there. This is open G. Turn the E, I've already done this, turn the E down to a D, turn the A down to a G. The next three are okay, and the last one, you turn that one down to the E back to a D, so you can play, that's a G chord now, open. C. Keith Richards in the Rolling Stone uses a slide a lot on his little finger, and with these fingers you can still play chords, like that's still a C chord there. It's the same as that. Now, the biggest problem with doing that is, see how close the strings are to the fretboard, you get a rattle. So if you can where is it? You can buy a thing like this, just a bit of angle like that. You see that? Just a bit of metal angle. This is too big. You cut it the width of the fretboard and cut 6 slots in it and loosen the strings and put it over the nut to lift the strings up. Or if you've got an old guitar at home and you just want to leave it permanently tuned like that, you can loosen the strings and knock the nut off and put a couple of paddle pop sticks under it. The other end's okay because the bridge is a lot higher, but it's just really close there. And then from then, they went up to this sort of thing. That's a Weizenborn guitar. The German bloke who invented this one, Addy. What it is, because they didn't have pickups, they wanted to get the volume. You put this hollow neck on it, so the sound box actually goes all the way up, and that's tuned to open G. So that was the start of the slide. Here endeth the lesson.